What if everything you thought about getting 8 hours of sleep is wrong? If you're tossing and turning, hitting snooze 5 times, or waking up groggy, this video is for you. Sleep researchers and clinical experts are now rewriting the rules, and I'm breaking them all down. And the biggest mistake almost everyone makes, yes, even with trackers and apps, might be sabotaging your sleep every single night. Watch until the end to learn practical, science-backed strategies to sleep better, feel refreshed, and even improve your health. You've heard it a million times, you need 8 hours of sleep, but what if I told you that's not the whole story? Contrary to popular belief, sleep is not one size fits all. Experts like Dr. Wendy Troxel explain that 7 to 9 hours is a general guideline, but your individual needs can vary a lot. The real key isn't just the duration, it's consistency. Think about it this way. Your body loves a routine. It has an internal clock, your circadian rhythm, that thrives on predictability. Studies have actually shown that going to bed and waking up at the same time every day, yes, even on weekends, can reduce your mortality risk by a staggering 48%. That's a more powerful effect than just hitting the 8-hour mark. So instead of obsessing over the number of hours, focus on creating a consistent sleep schedule. Your body will thank you by regulating its internal processes more efficiently, leading to deeper, more restorative sleep over time. It's about working with your biology, not against it. Now let's talk about the morning. Are you a serial snoozer? Setting multiple alarms might seem like a helpful way to ease into the day, but it can actually backfire. Each time you hit snooze and drift back to sleep for those few extra minutes, you're starting a new sleep cycle that you can't finish. This process, known as sleep fragmentation, disrupts your brain's natural waking process. It specifically interferes with your final, crucial REM sleep cycles, which are vital for memory consolidation and emotional regulation. The result? You wake up feeling groggy, disoriented, and even more tired than before. This state is called sleep inertia, and it can linger for hours. The simple fix? Set one alarm and commit to getting up with it. If the sudden blare is too jarring, try using a sunrise alarm clock that gradually brightens the room, or choose a gentle melodic sound. Your body will adjust, and you'll find your mornings become much smoother and more energized. You've probably heard of sleep hygiene. Keeping your room cool and dark, avoiding screens before bed. These things definitely help, but they often aren't enough, especially if you're dealing with chronic sleep issues like insomnia. For that, the gold standard treatment recommended by experts isn't just a better routine. It's a behavioral strategy called cognitive behavioral therapy for insomnia, or CBTI. This is a much more powerful approach that gets to the root of the problem. CBTI uses specific techniques like limiting the total time you spend in bed to only the hours you actually sleeping. It teaches you to only go to bed when you feel sleepy, not just because the clock says so. It often involves avoiding naps, which can steal your sleep drive for the night. And maybe most importantly, it helps you identify and rewrite the unhelpful beliefs and anxieties you have about sleep, like the fear of not being able to function after one bad night. This isn't just about tweaking your environment. It's about retraining your brain and body for better sleep. What about all those popular sleep aids? Magnesium powders, sleepy girl mocktails, chamomile teas, they're everywhere on social media. And while they can be a nice part of a relaxing bedtime ritual, they're not a magic bullet. They won't fix poor sleep habits on their own. A much more sustainable and effective approach is to look at your overall nutrition. A plant-forward diet has been shown to naturally support sleep. Think about incorporating more fruits, vegetables, whole grains, and legumes into your meals. These foods are packed with fiber, vitamins, and minerals that support your body's natural functions. Healthy fats from nuts, seeds, and avocado, along with lean proteins and dairy, are also key. Why? Because these foods provide the building blocks your body needs to produce melatonin, the sleep hormone, and serotonin, a neurotransmitter that helps regulate your mood and sleep-wake cycle. Instead of getting overwhelmed, just focus on making one impactful change at a time. Maybe it's adding an extra piece of fruit to your breakfast or ensuring you have a quality protein source with your dinner. Small, consistent changes to your diet can make a big difference in how well you sleep. In the age of smartwatches and sleep-tracking rings, it's easy to get obsessed with data. We check our sleep scores, our deep sleep minutes, our REM cycles. But here's the thing, while these trackers are useful tools, they're also limited and sometimes inaccurate. The best and most reliable gauge of your sleep quality is you. It's how you feel. Instead of letting a device tell you how you slept, ask yourself a few simple questions. Do I wake up feeling genuinely refreshed and ready for the day? Am I alert and focused during the day, or am I fighting to stay awake in the afternoon? Can I fall asleep relatively easily at night without tossing and turning for hours? If the answer to these questions is yes, congratulations, you're likely sleeping well, regardless of what your app says. If the answer is no, then it's a clear sign that some adjustments are needed. You don't need fancy tech to tell you that. Your own body and your morning feelings are the ultimate sleep tracker. Trust your intuition. Here's a topic that might feel a bit taboo: sleeping in separate beds. Some people call it a sleep divorce, but it can actually be a relationship saver. The reality is, about 1 in 3 couples sleep separately at least some of the time. And it makes sense. Maybe one partner snores, another is a restless sleeper, or you just have different temperature preferences. These disruptions can seriously impact sleep quality. And when you're sleep deprived, you're more likely to be irritable and less patient, which can lead to conflict. Research shows that when both partners get the quality sleep they need, it improves mood, boosts intimacy, and increases overall relationship satisfaction. The key is to make it about sleep, not about emotional distance. You can still maintain connection and intimacy. Spend quality time together before heading to your separate sleeping spaces. Watch a show, read together, talk about your day, or be intimate. It's about optimizing sleep while preserving your bond. We all have them. Those nights where you just can't seem to fall asleep, or you wake up at 3 a.m. with your mind racing. It's a normal part of being human. The worst thing you can do in that moment is start worrying about it. The anxiety about not sleeping is often what keeps you awake, creating a vicious cycle. Try to reframe your thinking. Even just lying in bed quietly and resting your body is restorative. It might not be deep sleep, but it still counts. If you find yourself wide awake for more than 20 minutes, don't just lie there and struggle. Get out of bed. Go to another room and do something quiet and relaxing in dim light, like reading a boring book or listening to calm music. Avoid your phone at all costs. The goal is to break the association between your bed and the feeling of being awake and frustrated. Once you start to feel drowsy again, then you can return to bed. Remember, one bad night of sleep won't ruin your life. Your body is resilient. Sleep issues are not something you just have to put up with, especially as you get older. For many women, the hormonal changes that happen during perimenopause and menopause can seriously disrupt sleep. Fluctuating estrogen and progesterone levels can lead to hot flashes, night sweats, and increased anxiety, all of which make it incredibly difficult to get a good night's rest. But you don't have to just accept this as your new normal. There are effective treatments available. CBTI, which we talked about earlier, is highly effective for menopause-related insomnia. Simple strategies like using cooling sheets, wearing breathable pajamas, and keeping a fan by your bed can help manage night sweats. And for some, hormone therapy can be a game changer. The most important thing is to advocate for yourself. Don't let your sleep struggles be dismissed. Bring them up with your doctor, and if you don't feel heard, seek out a specialist who focuses on menopause. You deserve to feel rested. So we've talked about a lot of rules and guidelines, but here's the most important one. You need to customize them for your own body. Sleep science gives us a great starting point, but we're all unique individuals. For example, your caffeine tolerance can change with age. That afternoon coffee you used to handle just fine might now be keeping you up at night. Pay attention to how your body responds. The old rule about not exercising in the evening isn't true for everyone either. For some people, a gentle yoga session or even a brisk walk a few hours before bed can actually help them wind down and sleep better. In fact, one study found that even short bursts of activity in the evening can increase total sleep time by up to 30 minutes. The bottom line is to be your own sleep scientist. Experiment, observe, and do what works for you right now, not just what you've always been told. Your perfect sleep formula is personal. If you learned something new today, hit that subscribe button and be sure to watch the next video where I'll dive into how sleep directly affects your mental health and productivity. Your sleep quality can change your life, and that change can start tonight.